So after watching God of War, Lau-fey trailer again, a thought crossed my mind, right? After recalling what Kratos has been through throughout their entire series, but most importantly, what's been happened between these last two God of Wars, I think this might be the end of Kratos God of War. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I think it might be the beginning of Goddess of War. And I'm here for it. I'm totally here for it. Hear me out though. Hear me out though.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is.
What up, world? It's your boy Elroy here, back again with some more content. That's right. You see the thumbnail, you see the title. I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it, right? Okay. So the time is here and the time is now. We've gotten our first look at the latest Santa Monica's project, God of War Lau-fey, at the State of Play. Now, Lau-fey is the wife of Kratos and mother to Atreus. She finds herself trapped in what's now called the Everwind, where gods come to die, right? And by the way, I must add, I think this is a genius move by Santa Monica. They have written themselves in a just beautiful, positive position to basically write any and everything they want to. This might just be, we might just see, old Kratos villains, or we might see the dead gods. We might end up seeing, support characters from Kratos, or we might see new gods that Faye knows and has fought in the past and have sent to the underworld, essentially, right? All right, so she's accompanied by a cosmic cube named Frank and ribbons that are attached to a sword that seems to have some mysterious story behind it. And frankly, I'm fully invested into it. I think this is a beautiful way to I guess you can say, to hint at the plethora of arsenals that Faye is going to wield. I mean, right off the bat, we got clues of the sword that we see in the trailer is not what it seems to be. It's very different. The fire god, or what I've heard through the grapevine, is the god of war, the Mongolian god of war, Bestie, right? Bestie? I don't know. I could be wrong on that. Don't kill me in the comments now. But even he was afraid of it. Now, I must add that this journey is simultaneously happening in the 2018 God of War. So while Atreus and Kratos is on their journey to spread the ashes of Faye, she is in the underworld battling herself, which sounds oddly familiar to me. Honestly, I ain't gonna hold you. There might be something there. There's a little duality between the things that Kratos and Atreus was going through, and now we're about to see Faye's journey in the underworld. There's something to that. I think, I don't know. They're what's the word? They coexist, not correlate, if that makes sense. They're not just adjacent, right? There is bridges in between them, the journey. I think we're going to see that in the latest God of War game coming out. Now, first things first, right? The realism, the textures. Oh my god, the textures. I mean, they're just pure another cinema. When she did that double jump, first and foremost, I was like, yay, she can jump, right? But when she landed and you heard that thump, I immediately felt it in my feet. Like, I immediately felt it bar for bar in my foot. My feet started hurting, right? Now, I know this is just a trailer, right? And trailers can be misleading, but Santa Monica has never told nor sold a lie to this day. You feel me? I think all what we see in the trailer is going to be the game, right? With speaking of game and gameplay, the fighting scene. I spotted immediately as soon as she was able to jump. The aerial attacks, even her parrying, is bar for bar the young Kratos. I mean, her reaction time on that parry is hand to hand, hand over fist, bar none, the same parrying time as when Kratos had the golden fleece. We can fight about it in the comments if we want to. Bar none, hand for hand. This is the young Kratos's mobility and moveset in a modern God of War formula, right? Now, I want to point out a few things in the trailer. 1, Faye's magic. 2, what Faye says about her magic. 3, the way in which Faye arrives in Everwin. 4, how a Kratos peers, or a Kratos appearance, really, and what Kratos says, what Kratos, his last message to Faye. And Faye clearly remembers what he said to her, right? Now, Faye arrives at Everwin when it seems as though her magic is halted by something. Now, at first glance, I thought that it was a thorn in her hand, or the thorn in her palm. But the goddess, which I've heard through the grapevine, is the goddess, the Egyptian goddess of death. She pulls it out, right? And then later we see Faye use her magic to cause an explosion in order to escape. Now notice what she says to Frank, right? When she's about to escape. My magic, it's wrong here. I feel wrong here. Frank tells her in order to gain her full powers back, she needs to be there. But then and of course it doesn't work when Frank tells her you need to be there. And so then she rebuttals by saying, what if I need to be somewhere else? Then boom, we got action, right? But what was it exactly that got her to be where she needed to be? What Kratos said, right? Find your way home. I think this is a clue in which why Faye is in Everwin or sent to Everwin by somebody. Hear me out. Hear me out. I know this is a stretch. Just listen to me now. Just listen to me now. Now, soon after, we get an appearance by the man himself after she escapes, right? Which I don't think we get we get appearance by the man himself, Kratos, right? As soon as she escapes, right? I don't think that this was by accident. See, I believe it was Faye's magic itself manifesting Kratos as a sign, not just symbolic, but another clue telling us what is happening in the 2018 what's happening in 2018 God of War is and will be as impactful to the landscape of this world, just like Kratos is on the other side, right? Now, essentially, Kratos changed the whole landscape of the Nordic mythology, and now Faye is doing the same thing, which is why I think Faye was sent there, or rather retrieved by someone to end up in Everwin. I mean, like, think about it. Like, really, really think about it. What do we know of Faye's illness, right? What do we know about what she was preparing for? We have no clue of what she was thinking, why she was making the preparations. We look through 2018 gameplay and we see all these hints and clues, and she knew this was going to be seen and this, that, and the third. So what was she preparing for? What was she preparing Kratos and Atreus truly for? It feels as though Faye becoming ill is a complete mystery. I mean, she just ended up dying in the series. That's how the series starts off, with her with her death, right? I don't think this was just plot. Faye was sent there by someone to open up the portal and change the landscape of Everwin. Frank says it himself. You're different. And Faye recognizes it too by saying, I feel wrong here. To me, those are two major clues on why she was sent there. But the $1,000,000 question is, who sent her there? Right? If you notice, when the guards capture her, one says, I can't even make it out, but he says something about, did she come from some area or whatever have you, right? And then he adds to flood that gate, right? That gateway, right? And the other guard says, well, that gateway is closed. To me, this is a classic clue from Santa Monica, telling us that there is a resistance group working behind the scenes of what we see in the trailer, right? It might have something to do with the Egyptian goddess of death having to leave, right? I think that might have been on purpose to separate the two gods, right? Because if both of the gods were there, so happened to be there, we would not have gotten the outcome that we had gotten, right? And once again, this is just a trailer. It could be totally different in the gameplay. It can be she might not even gotten captured type beat. You know what I mean? Or it could, that whole distraction that the Egyptian goddess of death had to attend to might not be in the game. But for the trailer to have that, right? I think it's a big clue in the fact that right off the bat we get that this world is in distress. There is some type of ruler or some sort, and to me, that is the clue right there. How can I put it? That is a clue right there of when the goddess got distracted and she separated them. I think that was completely on purpose. I think that was Santa Monica within the trailer telling us that there is another group behind the scenes. I'm a die on this hill, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm down on this hill. But listen to me. Listen to me. Listen. Throughout God of War, Kratos has a beautiful yet tragic redemption story, right? He's raised up as a soldier, fights, enslaved by gods, gets betrayed by gods, becomes a god, seeks revenge upon said gods, right? Gets said revenge and then tries to delete himself, right? Now let's pay attention to that note. He tries to delete himself. Now, in the 2018 saga, he has a wife who's a giant. He has a son who's part giant, part god. Wife dies and now has to raise his son in this whole new landscape, right? Deletes a few gods, then has his well-deserved redemption arc, right? And now he's praised and admired by all new entities, all new, entities alike. By the way, shout out to all the single fathers out there. Shout out to all the men out there who are fighting for fatherhood, for their fatherhood. Shout out to you all. Now, I want to point out something throughout the series he said. He said, death has not earned me yet. Powerful statement, right? But remember, Kratos was trying to delete himself literally in the last series, or in the early series, right? Now it's death can't hold me, right? What changed? How can I put this? He's got a wife now. He's got a son now, and now he's being praised and admired, right, by, these gods and other entities alike. And he's finally getting the love and attention as a respected god, which all points to me, it all points to having something worth protecting and worth dying for. And this, I think, is where Santa Monica is going to set up a farewell to Kratos. From a young soldier turned demigod to now husband and respected god. Respected god. I think this is how they're going to set it up. But I don't think they're going to kill him off the way we might think, right? Now, in the 2018 Kratos, 2018 God of War, Kratos goes into the light of Elheim, right? And in the light, he's guided by Faye's ashes, alluding to that she has some spiritual message to give Kratos. Kratos travels great distance, all while hearing Atreus speaking overhead, saying things like, "It should have been him, not you. If he tries, I'll try. I love him, but I want him to do better." I believe this wasn't just Kratos needing to hear this, right? I don't think this was just a message for Kratos from Faye stating that you need to correct some wrong. I truly believe that these were breadcrumbs telling us that Kratos just might actually be coming to an end, right? Might add, I fully believe that Atreus is telling this to Faye when she has already passed away, alluding again that some way she hears Atreus and Kratos' message beyond death, right? I know throughout the whole game, Kratos is said to die. The prophecy, this, and a third, don't want to fill up a prophecy. Take a hold of your own destiny, etc., etc. But what if Santa Monica was actually hinting that this might be the end for Kratos? But once again, it's not in the way we might think it will be, right? I mean, I think Santa Monica is going to do some form of like Kratos has to sacrifice his living in order to die, in order to have Faye live Faye live on. Some form of the cliches, so to speak, of I give my essence, my God essence, and it's going to wound up being Faye was never dead. She was just, like I said before, extracted, right, to change the landscape. So both of these landscapes, the Nordic mythology landscape and everyone's landscape, gets changed for the entire better of the entire mythos throughout the entire history. And I mean, swing for the fences. It might be from God of War to God of Death, and Kratos becomes the God of Death of all mythologies. He's the God, the absolute God of death, so to speak. You know what I mean? Or he becomes the ruler of Everwind or something like that. Or maybe even Faye. Faye might have to stay in Everwind. And I'm calling it. I'm going ahead and call it right now. They're going to make 2, maybe 3 more games. I'm going ahead and call it. They're at least going to make another game. I'm going ahead and call it right now. This God of War series is not just going to end on one game. I don't think they're going to completely cram it all in one thing, in one game. I think they're going to expand it out into 2 games. But I mean, shoot, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Like, subscribe, follow, do all those lovely things, because here at Elway's World, you are changing a life one like at a time. Man, let me know what y'all think, man. Am I on to something? Am I not on to something? What are y'all thoughts and theories on the new God of War? Have y'all picked up on these little clues and Easter eggs? I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. The points I've made out so far, I'ma die on this hill. I think even if they went to that direction of a farewell to Kratos, I think it would be a beautiful, just an absolute beautiful way to end the God of War series. I don't think it needs to expand to, Faye having games. I mean, frankly, it just all depends on, it really all depends on how well Faye does, God of War Faye does. You know what I mean? I know for sure they're going to do at least one more game. They might expand to 3, like I said before, depending on how well they do. And also another thing, man, it's a beautiful game. I ain't trying to hear nothing about, oh, she's a woman and this, that, and the third. You just hate women. I said it. I said what I said. You hate women. All right? It might not be for you. Hush your mouth. Not everything that come out is for you. All right? I said what I said. You feel me? You hate women. Go ahead and say it. You know what I'm saying? And as far as Frank getting hate and backlash, man, ain't no one trying to hear none of that. He's a throw off. If you are educated or cultured, you know that Frank is a throw off. The fact that the ribbons talk and not the sword talks, which if you played the previous two God of Wars, we've already had talking swords and sentient swords. So in this game, we got the ribbons that talk. They're throw offs, right? It's a device within writing. He's supposed to be a throw off. He's supposed to be comic relief, and you use those type of devices or characters to basically prepare your audience for some really dark stuff. I'm just saying he's such Frank is such a drastic throw off that he might, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. It all points. Let me know though, yo. But comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts. And remember, somebody, somewhere, someone loves you. I'm out.